these arrows, but it's not going to be easy onto some of these champions. And if you do, great. Well, now you got to walk through a rumble ult as you try and play catch up. But
I respect the hell out of you right now. Hold on that thought as he's thinking about it.
Yeah. Rahel burnt the barrier to keep the trade at least somewhat even, but I don't think you can really go for the dive here, especially level 3 just hit by both. They're pretty healthy. Good ward from Paris to spot out this potential dive as well.
There is also a cleanse available in this lane. They look for the damage and the turn as 4 members are going to show up with the teleport. Rika at level 4, extra damage, healed burned early. The crash down under turret, a little bit messy, but Loopy flashes out. It's a trade for now. Turret ramping up onto Rika, but he will not take the 3rd shot, so it is a 2-for-1 in favor.
Get the TP play to get the dive on top, right?
Home. But they're actually in a 1v1. Isma's already flashed away, I believe. No, he hasn't. Nuke just solos in. And we come back, and Rahel now has to flash away as well. If 113 hit that javelin toss, it would have been an advantageous trade.
Instant TPS when Rumble and Jace are already there.
Maybe worried about Cassante at the very least. We can talk about that in a second. Isma's walking into a trap. He has audaciously charged this one, but even in a 1v1, how does it go? He's looking for the next knock-up. He flashes away, but to the other side of the map, why flash is the big question. And now Rika's just once again tried to help his jungler. Second time around, Dagda.
They're getting caught out when a player with a bit more veterancy would just say, hey, look, you're dead. I'm going to leave you to it.
True.
So I think it's kind of like one thing goes wrong and everyone jumps in to try to save the sinking ship instead of just going for the lifeboats. And I think that's kind of what the problem with SK is in a lot of situations. And the good news is, though, they're actually doing relatively well when it comes to objectives.
They are.
So, like, 3... Oh, hang on.
But where does it go from here? Chains of Corruption lands down. Ice gets in the circle, and you know what? That's going to be hard for Isma, because even though he gets the objective, he's giving more and more gold over. And Dagda, I'm seeing all red all the time here for BDS in the early game.
Yeah, it's looking pretty spot on for BDS in the early stages.
That's the one as well. We talk about gold. We also talk about the Grubs going over to BDS. So there's one objective for them in the game is SK's old top laner on a bit of an island here, so Paris needs to help out. He's level 6 now, though, as well as the fight over the Grubs might go even further. Ice is coming in, and BDS are about to encapsulate this whole bottom side of the river with a TP as well. Chains of Corruption, the equalizer. SK are isolated and outnumbered, outmatched. Isma is doing a bit of work, but once again, he's going to be the first to drop. 4 deaths on the jungler, and BDS are taking him like a fly.
Flash in that river to try and get on towards him, or you just don't really get to do anything on bot side. So just the pressure from BDS on playing off of mid into jungle vision into that bottom side was excellent. And now GiantX trying desperately to do something.
There's that equalizer under turret range. He's going to be alled out. Irrelevance close to dying, but they've run out. That's the spell weaving that Rika's now gone through as Isma's coming up as well. Wind becomes lightning. Paris is here to defend. Good sidestep. You're not going to get the harpoon, but he's under turret again, so Isma's going to take damage. Magnustorm draws him back in. He flashes the wind, does again, but with the ignite down, it's close to being a trade. Paris thinking about a remount. Gravity Field, Shattering Strike, and the support gets it done. SK are defending their lives in mid after a ultimate from Ice is sent out, but a 1-for-1. Thinking about fishing around the Herald, but Dagda, I don't know if it's a safe spot to fish.
No, because you're just setting yourself up, because look how small these corridors are that SK are walking through. Like, you've got the Jace poke, you've got the Nidalee poke. These are not your friends. So if you're in this position, it's great for BDS. So now, you're probably going to have to look for it,
There's Arrow, Chain of Corruption. Okay, finally using their one tool. Ice almost trades it out. He flashes away onto Rahel. The auto forces the barrier. That's good. SK getting run into now as well, and there's an opportunity as Rika's now joined up. The poke landing, though, is 1-1-3, and Rika having it out in melee range. Paris is here. Shattering Strike forces a flash from Rika. SK in a 3 versus 3, but they need to get in. Poke lands, and oh no, what a surprise! Flash away as BDS's jungler. He's getting poked out too. He's burning down, but he's still not dead, and nukes another element from the skies. BDS, it looked like they lost that Dagda, but I still think they won it.
But the thing was, Rahel found the target. Ice without cleanse, was actually a really good turnaround, but the follow-up...
You better fall over.
Yeah, it just says poor the entire time.
Stop making fun of me. SK gonna get a turret. Okay, we come back to live, and at least they trade turrets. Gold lead is still 2.5 in the favor of BDS.
Available, but 40 seconds, until the Ocean Drake is up, means that you're just in a position where you can't really burn that. Nuke has got top terror, so your Ancient Terror. Maybe you can catch the poke comp as they try to regain vision, but it's still a toughie.
Rahel liking those odds. He's stepping up because, again, that arrow, now that it's out, it has to be used. Nuke is just going back to split pushing while BDS leave 3 members in mid, and I mean, side lanes are being battered here. And top is what I'm talking about.
But the problem is as well, Rahel just took a massive chunk of damage, so your engaged tool can't really stick around. Ripped out now in the mid lane. So tier 2 top, gone. Tier 2 bot, under a lot of pressure. And now you're about to lose your tier 1 mid.
That's an easy charge. Almost able to step up. Isma is the one who steps up for SK. Nuke is now joined in. Loopy's got the wall up. There's no turret to sit on now as well. That arrow being down. Shock Blast dodge, but Loopy is now front line. Magnet Storm easy as that, and SK are dropping like flies. Isma gets an ulti off, but now that Irrelevant's here against his old team, he's laughing at him as he goes golden as well. BDS, all they have to do is land the poke, but now GiantX is here without the backline damage. Dagda, it just keeps hurting watching these fights play out as SK can't get a single recipient outside of Paris, who ran to them.
Yeah, it's support for support, but it's BDS with the health bars at the end of it, which means more objectives for them. And again, they're winning out on map states, so it's just so difficult for SK. They really needed to have further engage coming from that support role if they were hoping to do anything here.
Dragon down. 5k gold lead, by the way.
Try and make plays on mid-wave, but you do have to play in these like minute-long increments of getting the waves, getting the cooldowns, and then trying again. Oh my god.
I'm just so anxious for him. Rahel, just, I mean, this is one of those games you're just like, how do you play? Yay, turret. Okay, now Atakan time. And at least they have on hit for BDS, so it's going to go a little faster. Isma's trying to poke his head up. But 113 and Nuke, they're not even there. They just keep fishing out. And SK, as they slowly group up, look at the vision control that they have to walk through as a deep TP goes through from SK.
Yeah, they're trying to see if they can set up, but I don't know if you can really catch this. GiantX needs to get on towards a key carry here and shove them into SK, but Relevant's playing keep away.
And they're going to turn for the fight. They've got a GA now available as well for BDS. They're grouped as 5. Isma's going to go in, good shattering strike, and at least SK get to walk into the enemy this time, but a Magnet Storm from hell draws them all in, and at melee range, GiantX now doesn't want to be there. Nuke goes over the wall and batters them down! Thor's hammer right in the face as Isma gets a little bit of taste of Valhalla as well. BDS is still the ones standing, and they're the ones who look like they entered it, Dagda. Objectives in the early game, but the way they've transitioned this game in the mid-game, Dagda, their setup, really importantly, it has been nice to watch BDS actually put the pieces together quite cleanly from there. Yeah,
unfortunately, I think with this, it doesn't look like we're going to have an SK in playoffs. Like, sure, there are scenarios where they can make it, but my God, are they hoping for some sort of miracles throughout.
Quick reminder for everyone at home. Inner turret went down mid, inner turret went down bot. It's not even a Baron, it's just a GA at the Khan. And now in mid, the minion wave's going to strike through. Rahel just got chunked by a shock blast. Chains of Corruption are down, but SK have 4 members at half HP. The arrow, that's their engage tool, and it's down. Shock blast again. This time Rika gets it to the face. And BDS just playing. I mean, it does really feel just to play RuneScape. Now, I don't know where this comes into the analogy of
that people these days don't know what dial-up is.
It's crazy. Oh my God, that equalizer. Not too bad, but Rika is cooked. Yes, he is. Nuke, he did it again. Oh, that's a bit of dynamite. 5 members of BDS, very healthy. It's Baron time.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. I think this is the... Oh, no, never mind. Paris healed. It's the only bit of damage.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Nuke's going to solo. Loopy's up next. Who doesn't know what dial-up is, Dagda is? Loopy is going to get a bit of help from the enchant across the arrow, but Nuke just sidesteps it, and away he goes. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think that... Maybe SK are still playing on dial-up because that arrow was a little late. Okay, save. Or hell flashes.
Good flash.
They're trying here.
GiantX is here. Yay. Oh no, Irrelevance damage also hurts. Good flip back. Okay, shut down. But it is 10.5k gold lead.
They won the 2v3.
Nice.
I don't think you really need to play for this like Dragon win con. Nah. You just instead go for turrets and use the Baron before you can.
Irrelevant. Can he solo kill GiantX? Well, it won't be a solo kill. There's an all out, but Resistance are now gone. He's overheating a bit. And Relevant versus GiantX has some, nice story to it, but it won't really matter here as he tries to fry down GiantX. He'll get flipped back, and there's another kill. Okay, SK fans, kind of be happy. I'm gonna be honest, guys. You're gonna need about 20 more of them.
Yeah, and a lot more. But again, I think for BDS, they still get the Dragon. So even though the kills go across, like it's still a 9k gold lead, nearly a 10k gold lead. You're still not in a position to push out the map states. So at least you slow the Baron a little bit, the Rebel Baron power play a little bit, but like, I don't think it matters too much. Again, like even without the Baron buff, the siege from this BDS composition when they get set up is insane.
I mean, SK are trying to push against that now. They group up mid. They want that mid outer turret that's been sitting there for 28 minutes of the game. Arrow comes through onto ice, instant cleanse away again. Here's Nuke, by the way, one of the biggest devils on the team as Isma jumps into him, but how easy is that going to be as his ult comes off cooldown? Chains Corruption as well is spreading like the plague. Loopy, meanwhile, sets up the door, but now it's wide open. Oh no. I see a teleport Dagda. It's irrelevant. And he's got a bone to pick with his old roster.
Oh my God.
He lays down the carpet and it's brand new. Take your shoes off because BDS are coming in. And once that door's down yet again, all they need to do is stamp their way to the kitchen because they're eating dinner early tonight.
BDS just walk over them. They say, thank you very much. We'll take the base. We'll take the game. And we'll take your chances of playoffs out of your own hands.
It looks so rough. As Dagda said, only 2 wins accountable now. SK, it does feel, and it looks like this was their chance, but it has been beaten down every single portion of this game. Starting in the draft, BDS on 3 will knock down SK.
I'm going to look for the lane swap instead, but I think Oscarinin honestly had a great performance on the Ambessa when he played it last time.
Yep.
Was getting some sick engages off to really set themselves up that we're going to try and send you on top. So they're looking for this very quick dive from Fnatic, but I don't know if they're going to be in a position to go for it before the the Alistair gets there.
Razork flashes immediately. Well, it doesn't matter because he gets Bramble Smash, shielded Durand, and Lot's just dead. Great combo, and Fnatic not afraid to pull the trigger.
Yeah, fantastic read from Fnatic, but
and he won't flash for the Q, so Oscar in and out with his own flash.
Yeah, but now the Razork's on the top side.
Would interrupt.
GiantX needs to get out of here.
Upset has Berserker Grease. He's going to get that second skin passive immediately, and Razork now trying to zone out. Is going to pick a target onto Jun, who flashes away, but enables Bramble Smash, and one person's dying here. Who's it going to be as Mickey steps up, goes forward, can't get the trade kick. How are we the XP bar? He's only just hit level 5, so nothing to talk about with the ulti as the poke's already come through. His flash is being reminded by Dagda here as the twisted advance is what I'm waiting for. He Bramble Smashes, looking to juggle aggro. There's the engage. Mickey takes it. Razork tanks it and now tries to get away and does so. Onto the minion, by the way. So that's an easy juggle. It's a double that goes
potential here for GiantX to dive the top laner. Even Lot's coming down.
With everything up and available, though, I still just wonder. Oscarinin, it feels like this is the kind of the case you take someone with him as well. Clears out the wave nice. Good lacerate here. The Drakehound step continues bopping him around. And remember, at this point as well, Oscarinin cooldowns aren't actually as much as they used to be.
You also don't have the level 6 for Jun. They need one more wave for that. So, yeah, Mickey now going to try and stop him from moving in.
Side step, really nice. Shield of Durand slows down the play, and Oscar spotting this out. I mean, they're still turning it into a dive. There's a big minion wave here to deny. Oscar's going to try and get it as he tries to survive as well. There's the ulti and lands all the way to closer. Mickey's here to help out. Oscar flashes away, but solar flare. Mickey, you're so fine. And Oscar wants to make you mine. A trade under closer, no. With the shot ramping up, no one takes a bit as well. Mickey's now stuck under 3 members. But where does it go from here? GiantX asking the question. I'm pondering it. Mickey's thinking about it. They just want the turret so that then he's a dead man. It's a demolish, it's a proc, it's a flash. Mickey's away while it is a race for first turret. GiantX have won that battle.
But Jackie's died in the mid lane on that fight as well. Plus, you're about to lose the top tower. So yes, you do get the tower quicker on that bottom side, but Fnatic are about to answer. But it was looking a little dicey on that bottom side. So the big things to note coming into that dive was that Jun was still level 5. So they desperately wanted that next wave to hit.
15 seconds. He is in the right side of the map, hence having no TP. And I'm looking towards top laners. Lot can join in. Oscarinin has to start walking down now. As Fnatic are just looking through priority in these waves, maybe an opportunity to get someone. As Noah's right on a ward. Perfect execution.
Oh, we got him.
Public, and yeah, easy as that, isn't it? Noah's dead. Upset gets the kill credit, and this is how strong Ambessa is. As long as you land a button, there's one from closer in return. He's running for his life, trying to lacerate his way out of this one, but it becomes a trade. Top laner for 80 carry down. Nature's Grasp. Isengard's left. I don't know what's on the right, but back to the Shire, apparently, as Mickey sends a circular vehicle known as Between Worlds. Now, Jackie's didn't ride it, instead just left it out, and now Upset has got one summoner down.
Yeah, I mean, nice attempt by GiantX on the mid wave. Also then opening up now for Lot to try and get some much needed go back and play up towards this top side. So
Parrot and TP.
Yeah, I don't know if they are going to TP though, because Humanoid doesn't really have much mana. This is a dangerous one, and Upset not having flash leaves him very vulnerable, so I think it is just going to be give this one up. Yeah. Fnatic going to try and look for the mid lane turret just off of raw power instead.
And Oscarinin just burned the public execution behind on Jackie to try and get some kind of way in, missed it. and Fnatic leave it at that. So Herald goes down. Tier 2 turret now under threat. That's the option here for Fnatic as they move down to make sure it's a smooth path. The minion wave is healthy enough, and
nice.
with 3 grubs,
nice.
yeah, Humanoid's got enough damage. 2 turrets for the trade. Ain't bad.
Can't Fnatic get out though. GiantX starting to move in. Closer has that flash engage, and Upset still doesn't have his. Mickey trying to play bouncer.
Tree Wizard gets knocked into. That's Jun. The cow follows up, but Ryan Flash here won't have anything more. There's cease and desist. Nature's Grass defensively used. Look at Razork trying to save his support. Flash for Flash. They're closer. They get the chase. A shutdown into the ground as GiantX.
More trying to set up on this bottom side. It does feel like they're not comfortable leaving Humanoid alone on this bottom lane, so Mickey gonna have to come help.
Just got the Gatling gun in my ear. That's the real one this time. And I'm wondering here as GiantX still group around. Jackie's away. Into the portal he goes, and how much information does Fnatic have? Razork's now peeking in there, want a full-on fight. Mickey goes into the choke, and they're going to put this all on the line. Upset needs to reposition as Mickey is in the middle of 3 people, and he's just dead immediately. The poke lands from Upset, and he's thinking about going in. The public execution lands as well, and now Lot's just dead. Jackie's with the Between Worlds is big, though, but he's drawn the attention of Fnatic. Razork needs to survive for long enough, but as he dies, it is a trade for GiantX in their favor. 3 for 2. They split the fight so well.
Yeah, immediately Fnatic go in turnaround, but now thinking, hey, we've got the numbers advantage we can go for. But Jackie's finishes off Humanoid, and Razork hoping to set up for the re-engage here with 2 healthy carries. Ends up falling too quickly, and then you just don't have anything to keep Noah locked up.
The pieces are pulling it apart, and Noah and Jackie's are actually in a good spot here as Lot now teleports in, gets them poked down. Not too much on Upset, but the Herald gets a charge. GiantX are trying to bring the pace up. As 5 members move down into River, they want the Dragon, they want to stop Fnatic from getting this 3rd stack. Solar Flare is what shows that as Solar Flare after the fact, and Nature's Grass lines down the middle. True Shot Barrage doesn't do too much work, but look at this. Fnatic separated again at closest life, but Jun has to flash away because his ulti is seconds away from being up. GiantX had that at one moment, but Fnatic, their poke is starting to reel it in.
Yeah, I mean, Mickey goes in on towards Jun and is basically just playing as a scapegoat because they can turn on towards Closer, prevent him from really getting value from the ultimates, and there's just no way GiantX can follow up on that engage. So now, Fnatic, Dragon, move over to Atacon. GiantX starting to move down, but they don't have an Alistair, so it's going to be on
Jackie's Between Worlds again onto Humanoid. The poke's there. He goes over, flashes, but Upset's got his number. Jackie's drops to the ground. There's a killer instinct in Upset's eyes. And once again, the 80 carrier Fnatic is carrying this home. GiantX on the retreat. Voracious Atacant taken. And Oscar now spinning like GiantX
all the way home.
Nature's Grasp again. Jackie's doesn't have the Between Worlds flash or anything, but he's too far away. He'll get rooted up, but it just zones away GiantX and gives Fnatic free access to this tier 2 turret. Mini wave coming in, and that's just gone. And with the Atacant buff as well, Fnatic can play this mega aggro. And
I think that's one of the things that Razork has been great at with this Maokai is those zoning ultimates, especially for the tier 2 towers, making it impossible to really defend. Now Noah trying to be between 2 lanes here, and Fnatic may not like that, as Oscarinen will get the first tower. How heavy are they going to commit to this?
Solar Flare, is it a bait? Or rather, Zenith Blade, excuse me. There's good poke coming out from Noah, but Mickey flashes Shield of Durand.
Oh, that was
Public
so close.
execution was the setup from it as well. But it narrowly misses. The poke coming through as Fnatic are now trying to get away, but remember, they still have that buff. Upset is on a flank right now. The Between 2 Worlds are set on out as Fnatic are hard losing this one, as you'd expect. The cease and desist gets the final.
These 2 wave states, they drop topside, they drop bottom that last play and just continuously saying, hey, Oscarinen can take this. Now there again, these zoning ultimates on towards the tower, force you back. And they've already got the push on bot side, so Fnatic are just slowly but surely taking everything. And with a potential Hextech Soul now in a minute.
For a few years now. It feels like that's really what we're getting here in this mid game.
Yeah, and especially now that you have like Upset as fed as he is, but Mickey, Hex Flash over the wall, they're just going to try and kite it back. Razork still doesn't have ultimate, so GiantX trying to play for that poke and play for it. Because if Mickey is in a range, you're not really struggling, and Noah has that cleanse for any sort of solar flare. But Fnatic, Rupus 5 on mid, that Dragon in 40 seconds, it's all about getting control, but Closer stuck his way in behind.
Solar Flare doesn't connect either. An opportunity for GiantX, cease and desist Between Worlds, and AoE paradise for Jackie's, but he's stuck against the wall. He comes out of Invis, gets out eventually. His Humanoid is now just starting Between, doing the rest. You thought it was perfect for GiantX, but there's a small man and a dog firing out guns. After calling the police, Fnatic say it was just our business. Jun and Razork swap spots. Razork is greeted, or rather Oscarinen is, by Jun, the mad cow over the wall. And all it takes is one more, but he's going to be out. While Fnatic, it just felt so good watching Humanoid.
That was so close for GiantX. Like, I love level difference on this Jace versus Humanoid. Oh, they got
again. Set up for Upset. It's Mickey who jumps in, and now with the second skin, Upset gets the first kill of the battle. And a battle it will be for GiantX as they run away. Twisted advance with a Bramble Smash. Another one bites the dust. GiantX left with 3. A Nature's Grasp again. Jun to block. Noah still hit. And Razok looking to fish a little bit more. He twists, he advances, he executes, and Noah will not advance. GiantX trying to poke away. They are getting good damage, but at the end of the day, Upset still stands. And the new Fnatic, God, it's hard to look at them without this gleeful trance.
Without a big smile on your face if you're a Fnatic fan. The combos, the synergy are there. Their team fighting looks sick. The early game in this one was fantastic. Fnatic making a statement here against GiantX that there is a difference between 4 and 2. Is about to become very dangerous for GiantX because they've got very little left on the map.
And the siege has just been so easy. We've been watching Fnatic walk up to these turrets and pushing GiantX off actually quite easily. So now with Baron, it makes it so much easier as they've also got the Hextech Soul as well.
It's almost like you should first pick Maokai.
Oh,
because he's really strong. He is, yeah. So now Razor going to be able to hit the OR button again, and then you got to run away from it, and now you get the tower, and there's just nothing really you can do.
The March of the Ents again. Jun straight into the ulti, public execution into the backline, and watch Upset go. They spiked it up so that he can smash it down. It's a double kill already. 3 members left standing, and all I'm going to do for you at home is watch Upset, who's getting kills fed into him. Close is going to be next up. It's Humanoid, who steals away the possible Penta. 5 members of Fnatic, although low, have 1 Nexus turret to go. Demolish in hand, and GiantX will not stand. It's Noah who's going to get poked over and over again. Upset to clean it up, and this Fnatic...
The range, but this Galio, typically you see Galio in dive comp, sort to provide a lot of extra protection, and I think in Ahri the matchup can be fine, but of course Corki, a very powerful early laner. Braum can offer a lot in the 2 versus 2, but you imagine the Ezreal Leona just can play it relatively safe. Hound executes face checking.
I immediately gets charmed. Okay. Execute, well, he's lived up to his name there. Caps gets first blood. Stand behind me, and we'll be able to get to safety. Larson forced out in the mid lane. Broken Blade now on the receiving end of the gank in the top lane. Adam flashes to knock him back. And oh no, Cho has been gaffed by Adam and Malwang. I don't know what...
Push on the bot side of the map, with Caps having control of the mid lane as well, making this a very difficult objective to really enter for the side of Rogue.
I also like the idea of the play where you bring your AD carry up early, you show AD in the top side, the enemy responds thinking, oh, they're playing for the grubs. They're trying...
4v4. It's going to be a close one. This Braum can offer a lot of value.
Exactly like that. You see the stun already onto Lebrov. He's now going to have to walk away, a little bit wounded as Malrang's on the chase. Flashes forward for Skumon, gets the knockback. Execute, looking for those concussive blows will get them onto Skumon, who falls to Malrang. Now the chase continues. Lebrov has to flash away, and Summer still has the flash and the cleanse and an arcane shift. Safety.
I mean, this is one of the things I wanted to see a little bit. Oh, I have to hold my breath. Malrang.
Broken Blade's going to be caught up by this. They'll still have the flash, trying to trade back onto Adam, who's holding his distance for now. The Rupture goes wide, and Broken Blade is slammed into the ground by the True.
At the end of the day, Rogue is in a better position. So we've seen a few of these objective starts from G2, and I think they're largely just testing Rogue. See, hey, I mean, if you don't come and check this, we're going to punish you for it.
Lebrov's just going to flash for this. Zenith Blade, they know he's got cleanse. Solar Flare just doesn't quite get the stun. Ignite is ticking on Patrick, but he'll survive. Nature's Gas coming out from Malrang. The chase continues here with the TP coming in from Adam. They'll look behind Summer, able to dodge away from the route. Lebrov was unable to, though. Very solid early game for them, and it has to be, because this weekend for Rogue is so vital. They need to be picking up wins. They're currently sitting at 1-5 as Larson is caught out with the Rupture. Doesn't have the flash. Very tanky. Season Desist coming out as well, but Larson now down to 300 HP, and he is nommed by Broken.
That was the flash that was burnt earlier, thanks to Caps in the 1v1 bot side of the map. You can see, though, Adam now starting to bully out Caps, and he's primed for a dive.
Nature's Grass coming out once again. Caps does have the flash. TP comes in. Caps Spirit rushes past the Nature's Grass, then back in. Malrang flashes for the Twisted Advance. Caps is shut down. Broken Blade looking for the Rupture with a flash away from Adam is just in time. The chase
continues. Put pressure elsewhere on the map, and it's just limiting G2's options in the early game. We really haven't seen Skumon and Caps work together at all in this early game. One of the big things we highlighted was this... Oh,
Execute is flanking, man.
Is it a good flank?
The flanking Braum is the deadliest. Doesn't quite hit the Winter's Bite. Does get the auto on Hans Summer, who will just jump away. Lebrov still looking to see if he can go for the engage. Meanwhile, the bot lane tower is going to fall. So it'll be a tower for a tower in the entirety of the exchange, but with Rogue to close a very long gap in a very short period of time. Rift Herald now, though, from G2 as they accelerate the game. 500 gold ahead, looking to break this tier 2 in the top side as we see the rest of Rogue taking a dragon on the bottom side of the map. The tier 2 does fall. Looks like that Rift Herald is going to be rowed towards mid lane. Can you do it, Skumond? You got your driver's license through the gap, round the corner, hit the apex. Now he turned in on me. He just turned in on Skumond. Can't believe it.
I don't understand that driving
reference.
reference.
Bono, you got to look that up right now. Able to sneak it out, but it looks like Rogue might be collapsing towards the top side here. Larson waiting on that Mega Blast Cone. They'll try and get onto Skumon. They catch him out. Glacial Fisher going down as well. The flash forward, flash away, but they're looking for those concussive blows and they'll land them. Broken Blade can't do much to dissuade Rogue from just collapsing on Skumon. They'll get the kill. Now they'll turn their attention across towards the Cho. Shielded Durant for the stun, and that should be a very dead Cho'Gath. In the end, Broken Blade will fall to Larson. The mid lane tier 2 will fall though, as G2 have a little bit of time with it, and Patrick can't keep them away.
Debatable who is the real winner there, but...
Caps for G2, 2,500 gold ahead of Larson. TP behind, we talked about these flanking wards before. Patrick's already taken a bit of chunk. Skumon doesn't have the flash. Broken Blade looking for the rupture here. Patrick has a flash of his own. He'll flash away. Twisted advance from Malrang. They jump on to Execute as he's now in the middle of G2. Lebrov falls low. Hero's entrance. Execute's already dead. The charm just short. Perhaps a little bit too early from Caps as he wasn't able to catch Larson as he landed. Caps still going in. Another charm comes out. Once again, just wide of their Rogue target. A Drake for G2 though.
They get the heal out from Execute. Adam, though, doesn't commit his TP, and neither does Larson, so that investment from G2 means that there is an advantage in favor of Rogue, because both were used.
The risk now for G2 is that the Articon has been begun by Rogue. They don't have a TP on Broken Blade. He's on his way. And the problem is, there's a feast and a smite on one side and only a smite on the other. Now, of course, Maokai relatively good at securing objectives, but very hard to do against basically 2,500 true damage. Broken Blade on the front line. Rupture's going to land on 2. Solar Flare follows up onto Execute, and he is down. Patrick locked up with the cease and desist, and the Rogue took too long over that neutral. Malrang now met by Caps. Is going to get charmed up. The Articon, though, G2's main objective after those 2 kills. Baron as well, a possibility, as they get that false life and have already forced Rogue away.
The biggest strength of Rogue in this game has been the synergy of Malrang and Adam, and we just haven't been able to see that in these fights. Rogue's coordination is just off, and it made it so easy for G2 to collapse onto the bot lane of Rogue and turn the fight in their favor. Now, with this Articon buff, they set their sights on the Baron, and it's going to be a tough battle for Rogue.
It's kind of like shooting fish in a barrel, though. Broken Blade on the front line, the immediate turn. Never mind. The fish have got Uzis. They shoot back. Lebrov takes the kill. Baron down to 6,000. Malrang trying to find a way in here. Does have a blast cone, but it looks like Rogue. And the blast cone's actually a little bit too far away from Malrang, I believe. Baron secured. Lebrov looked for the flash. Couldn't find it onto Adam. Rupture going wide as well. And G2 should count their lucky stars that no one fell down there to the poke from Adam. And will start to back away. First recall's coming out. Nature's Grasp used by Malrang as well. They'll land the root on 2. Lebrov is low, rooted up as well, but in the end, the Nature's Grasp not going to do enough.
Well, the interrupts at the very least should open up this mid-tier 1 tower for Patrick.
It bought them 4 whole seconds, Betty.
Certainly did.
Let's go.
So a small advantage game. There's a disconnection between what it is that Rogue wants to do, and it seemed like
Patrick doesn't have flash, Betty.
No, he doesn't.
And Hans Summer makes him pay for it. Hans gets his first kill of the game. Patrick just overextending on the bot side. I wonder if G2 played around vision well there, as Patrick definitely thought he was safe.
I mean, it's a frustrating situation to watch Rogue get themselves into, because it was a very good early game. Yep. They were playing around the map very well, but the moment they entered that mid game, they were trading kills for towers. G2 was just slowly taking control over the game, and then they tried to force an Articon, which they just fumbled on the execution. And now G2, fully in the driver's seat, set their sights on the inhibitor towers.
Rogue really need a win this week. If they go 0-3 again, they will be one of our 2 teams getting eliminated. Whether SK will join them, we have still yet to see. Broken Blade on the front line there. Malrang looking for that flank. Rupture coming down. Caps Still on the wrong side of the wall, but he can just dash back, and with the wave pushing in bot side, Caps goes in, executes. Well, he's executed by Caps there. Jumps across the wall, that Braum not looking tanky at all. G2 might have to think about backing away because their false lives have fallen off. Another charm goes in. Larssen pops the taunt to get that DR that Betty was talking about earlier. TP into the base here by Broken Blade. Caps down to a third HP. Larssen has to just his punch away. Where's the peel is the question. Broken Blade going forward. Twisted Advance already onto that Cho'Gath. Rupture goes wide. There's only a cannon minion here, so Hansama can't get in range of the tower to really do too much damage. Another TP coming in as Caps will rejoin the party on full life. The inhibitor in the mid lane, the first target for G2. They're chipping away at it, but unable to quite get it down as of yet. They do still have the Baron buff in another 20 seconds. They'll take the inhibitor tower in the bot side. They have a double cannon minion wave here. Larssen chunked out. Caps flashes forward once again. Looking for the engage. Patrick had to cleanse, and Valkyrie away. The inhibitors will fall. Two of them go down. G2.
There's Galio in this composition. Maybe there's something that I'm missing, but when you have things like a Corki and a Jace as a foundation, I can see the idea behind the poke. You chip away at your opposition before then following up and then looking for an engage. But when you have Braum Galio, it's very difficult to really follow up once the poke damage has been done.
I love looking at that number.
His feast.
It's going to be like 1,000 true damage? Or, okay, 1,000 true damage to champions and 1,626 true damage to junglers, monsters, and minions. How much health does Patrick have, Betty?
He has 2,297
Okay, so
HP.
it does half of Patrick's health.
Give or take.
Nice enough.
Points.
Nice enough as G2 will push in the top side, and unless Rogue finds something truly special in this moment, it feels like a victory march. The charm goes down onto Larssen. There's the solar flare for the follow-up. He's dead, says Betty. And I think G2 agree. The inhibitor will follow shortly after, as G2 now in a 4v5 can continue to advance. Patrick chunked out by a Mystic shot there from Hansama. No Baron on G2 right now,
They
so
really
the minions
don't need it.
a little bit less tanky. Look, Betty, I'm looking for the silver lining. I'm looking for the light at the end of the tunnel, but it seems like it's a train about to collide into Rogue right now. They go for the engage. Malrang's already dead pretty much. Adam locked up by Skumon. Malrang goes down. Adam has to dodge away from the Zenith Blade, but the Nexus towers have been wailed upon by G2. And Rogue will fall to 1-6. It was a good early game, but G2 through the mid-game showed why they are still a force to be reckoned with here in the LEC, and why that 6-3 record that Betty talked about earlier won't be broken today.
Such little engage. They're playing a difficult to execute composition that's very much about finding poke. They have the side lane threat of the Ambessa, paired up with the fact that you don't really...
It looks like a dive might be on the horizon. Big thing here.
Race to level 3 for Carlson.
Can you Pathfinder out of the concussive blows? Avoid that CC. Here it comes. There's the Pathfinder. Still underneath the tower. Doesn't lock anyone up. Alvaro takes a couple of tower shots and the plate falls. Carlson, one minion short of level 3, is going to hit it as that minion dies. He dashes forward, flashes away from the Winter's Bite. Once again, it's Elioya tanking the tower this time. Takes 2 shots. A perfect dive from MKOI. In
Gets
the end,
himself a plate. And now, Sheo has made his way top and has that XP advantage over Elioya.
Stan looking for the engage on Mirwin, who does just use that Drake Hound step to dash his way away. Control wood will be cleared out. Stan does have a jungle advantage because, of course, he spent all the time that Elioya was diving bot, just farming through his camps. And gets over to that 28 farm mark, looking for perhaps a first reset. Just wants to keep clearing this wave. TP in from Mirwin to dodge Stend, Blackett, and Sheo. He is underneath the tower. They can get him down here. Already down to half HP. Unbreakable input Alvaro. Jojo on the wrong side of Camilo here. Jojo has to flash away. Camilo has a flash of his own. Elioya looking to come in, but already Jojo is like a dodo dead. Camilo is going to get chased down. Elioya lands the spear. Camilo will fall
in this early objective. Flackett making his way over, and you can see those stacks really starting to mount. 131 on the Draven to stand. Face checks.
Jump away early here. Another auto attack is enough for the concussive blows. Sheo trying to come in from the side as well. Sheo will pick up the honey fruit in the middle of the fight. Sheo trying to block for his support right now. Super getting chased down by Blackhead, who flashes across, and Super flashes into the grub pit. Now, Super, I don't think there's anywhere for you to go. Sheo takes the kill, dodges away from the Winter's Bite. Sten trying to come in to help his jungler, who'll flash the wall. Elioya dashes across, though. Watch out, he pierced Camilo! A double for Sheo. Elioya down to 200 HP. Stend, he's a wind's breath away from dying. Gets into the bush, dodges away from the spear, dashes back in. Jojo takes him.
And somehow at the end of all that, it's Koi that gets
The
the
Feat
grab.
of Warfare picked up the first 3 kills because Super died a little bit later than Flackhead died, so they are in an okay position in this early game. Gold leads for Carlson and Sheo, who's 2-0 currently on this Lilia. Flackhead caught out with the concussive blows, doesn't have cleanse, only has the barrier. Whirling Death comes out, and he manages to get a kill on the
Supports really struggling on the experience department here. The Grubs are going to be respawning in a minute's time. No Dragon has fallen just yet, but I imagine Sheo setting his sights on it right now, given that he has push in bot and in mid.
Sheo has fallen behind a little bit in terms of team quite a lot, but Lilia at this point farms like an
Fall so
absolute...
short during the regular season. I mean, actually, it wasn't that close. It was the season finals where they ended up making the impressive run, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, all you need is that opportunity. And that's what these teams are looking for, is the blue buff becomes the focus now for Heretics. Stolen away. Dragon up in 50 seconds as well. Camilo likely going to go back to bot lane. Super trying to get what poke he can onto this bot lane. Oh, he goes in!
They're super dashing forward there. Alvaro on the front line. Glacial Fisher going out. Loading Lullaby is going to put Alvaro to sleep. Elioya still putting the spears towards Heretics. Jojo TP'd in. Camilo is already in the middle of the fray. Sten goes in onto Super, who cleanses, who flashes, but Flackhead follows. Flackhead picks up his enemy AD carry. TP coming in from the Cassante as Carlson and Mirwin now look to join the Barney. The Drake's still the prize in both these teams' eyes, but for now, Heretics will back away and just get the mid prior. Execution. Camilo still has the flash. Will Valkyrie away, but now there's a lot of damage coming out from Mirwin. Flashes away from the Shattering Strike. 2 shots! I think he would have just caught the tail of the Corgi there, as Camilo does burn the flash in the end. Now MKoi with perfect setup around this Rift Herald. Sheo could look for a Loathing Lullaby though. Doesn't quite have it off cooldown yet. 20 seconds remain before it will be back up. Flackhead trying to get mid-prior, wrestle it out of Jojo's hands. In the end, I think Heretics might accept that they shouldn't really play for this one, but they are TPing Camilo back in, so maybe they want a little bit more of the action.
They're too late though, they're way too late. Good poke comes out from Koi to
Can they fight afterwards?
I don't think Koi should. Like, ideally, once you've got the objective, you've leveraged the strength of your comp. But typically, the way that you do that is by chipping away at your enemy's health bar. Mirwin just said, I'm gonna slice you up and force you to go to base. Camilo was immediately forced to retreat, and now he has to be a lot wary. I mean, look at the damage coming out from Mirwin. He's lost his flash, and now a dive is on the horizon.
I think Camilo's about to be flushed, Fetty. Winter's Bite goes wide, the Rift Tower tanks it up, Camilo goes in with the Valkyrie. Elioya is tanking here, Sten's looking for him, can't quite connect. Now Sten's in the midst of MKoi. Whirling Death will come out, Mirwin locked up against the wall, tried to get in to the Rift Herald, but it died as he made his attempt. In the end, 2 for 2, a tower as well for MKoi, and in the mid lane, Jojo continues to push in.
Good awareness there from Jojo, realizing that he could have gone towards the top side of the map, but hard to lock this Lilia down.
Remember that Drake we fought over 3 minutes ago, Betty?
Yes, I do.
Well, it's still there if we want to go for it. Flackhead has to get away from Jojo, who flashes forward. Flackhead pops the barrier. Great knock back onto Sten. Flackhead tries to turn it back around, but Jojo puts him in the ground. Camilo's still diving forward, looking for the missiles. Public execution down towards the bottom side in Sheo. All that gold is all for naught as Sheo falls as well. Super will have the arcane shift up in a second. Stend on the wrong side of the wall. Camilo and Castle now need to retreat. Super dashes in. The Phosphorus Bomb is not met with a missile compatriot, and Super will take another. MKoi just absolutely smashing the skirmish.
Just like that, they catch Heretics with their pants down. Unbelievable execution, as it's Jojo that flashes onto Flackhead. The rest of his team is quick to follow up on that aggression, and I think that's one of the biggest strengths of this roster. They are unafraid and they are fast. Ooh, just barely. It's become too scattered in these skirmishes. Koi is able to come out ahead, and they're able to find 4 kills for 1.
Felt a little bit like Heretics skipping steps, right? Flackhead's playing for mid-prior. You're already starting up the Drake with the Lilia and the Cassante. You don't actually have control around the mid lane, and Carlson doesn't have control in the bot side as he was around his tower as it fell. Goes all out, looking for the damage onto Alvaro, but he's going to get stunned up even with the Q3. Carlson will die for the 2nd time this game. And MKoi so willing to pounce on these small mistakes from Heretics. Are now looking for a tier 2 on the bottom lane. Jojo was slowed up. Loathing Lullaby is going to come out. He's been put to sleep, and without a flash and without any way to escape, I think Flackhead's going to be gifted this kill. He gets the shutdown. And that will be...
Fights.
I 100% agree with you. I think Stend has a really tricky road to walk.
Certainly does.
Because If he jumps on Mirwin, Mirwin dashes away. If he jumps on Elioya, Elioya dashes away. If he jumps on Jojo, Jojo knocks him out of the air, as he did in that mid lane fight. If he jumps on Super, Super dashes away, and Alvaro just puts up the Unbreakable. So it is very much about, can he engage? And in the split second he is on top of someone, can his team follow up? We'll see if he looks for an engage in a second. Things like this are great. The swell seed into the engage. Jojo's already slowed up. He wasn't in the right form either, and that's exactly how Heretic can pounce.
The challenge of this comp for Koi is patience, because a single overstep will allow Heretics to lock you down and find a pick. But look at the aggression that we're seeing in response. Koi, knowing that they're a man down, are still getting in the face of Heretics and looking to challenge them for control over the river. Mirwin, he goes in.
Carlson looking for something here.
Look at Stend.
So you see him, Stend. Stend getting onto the flank, shadowing strike, crashes down as well, but Alvaro stands beside his teammates and keeps Stend at bay. Alvaro now with the Unbreakable, able to survive at half HP, and Topher's missing Mirwin. And Carlson dived in and couldn't find the connection. Carlson dies for it, and MKoi on the front foot once again.
Heretics try really hard to force the fight, but Koi navigate it beautifully. They keep them at arm's length, they utilize the Unbreakable will to perfection, and now Jojo's back in the fray, and now it's them forcing the objective. It's now Heretics' job to walk into a 4 versus 5 fight.
Mirwin has the flank as well. No public execution for him. Camilo on that front line. Sheo has that lilting lullaby. Camilo already down to a third, and Mirwin immediately dives in to try and take out the enemy mid. He jumps onto Stend instead. Trusha Barrage will find its mark onto Stend. The Atakan secured for MKoi. They almost pay for it with Elioya's life, but they secure it. And now they have that false light for the next. Can team up with his compatriots down towards the bottom side. Flaccid with a good sidestep there from the Winter's Bite and the Mystic Shot. Camilo trading with Jojo, but Jojo has a false life, Camilo. He doesn't even need a third of his first health bar to take you out.
Bit of revenge there for Jojo after what happened in the mid lane. Numbers advantage. No TP available for Jojo, but he can just start pushing in that top side. Looks like he's going to move into the enemy jungle. No wave really to play with. Maybe he's going to look to push out mid. Just a bit of a standstill right now between the two teams. Dragon is available, but Koi right now have no interest in it.
I really like the positioning from Koi generally, though, because what they're managing to do is split the fight. And Stend always has to think, if I engage on Elioya and Alvaro towards the top side, Mirwin and Super are free on the bottom side of the fight to engage on towards my backline. If I engage towards Mirwin, well, then Elioya and Alvaro can just put damage down across the wall. It's really nice positioning to make it difficult for Heretics to actually find avenues to engage the fight. Carlson, concussive blows is going to proc on him, but he's still Cassante. Glacial Fisher going down as well. Sten still looking for the engage, but once again, there's two pincers that he has to deal with. Blackhead caught out by Mirwin. Stand aside will stop Mirwin getting the kill. Jojo going in for a little bit more, still has that false life. Elioya dashing in now, down to a third HP, survives through the missile barrage coming out from Camilo. Jojo will withdraw. A tier 2 now in the bot side. MKoi's prize. They are 5.
That's what you just get, right?
Wait, but if you do it well, you can get a 10-man sleep. I've seen that happen on the world stage, Veddy, okay? The question is if MKoi are ever grouped up enough for him to do that, because I feel that's where we're at in this game. It's a flash, blooming burst, Lilia Q, into a lilting lullaby, and then followed up by Stend. That's what you have to do, really, to get back into this game if you're Heretics.
Wombo combo is for sure much needed. Heretics set their sights on the mid lane. They've got top pushed in their favor. Baron is available. Dragon has been a very low priority. Super ease in, gets punished for it. Elioya sitting in a brush that is warded as the Dragon ends up going down. And basically this is just a game of poke. Can the poke even land? There's a little bit more that gets thrown onto Camilo. His mana relatively low as well. Flank comes in.
This is gorgeous. He is spotted on vision as he comes around the wall. Cho looking for the swell seeds as well. Mirwin is below Camilo right now. Sten jumps over the wall, doesn't find a connection. The public execution, though, jumps onto Carlson. Camilo trying to escape, but still doesn't have his flash up. Carlson down as well. And Heretics, they look for the engage, but MKoi warded their flanks and Stend could not find it.
A moment of hesitation for Stend. He couldn't quite decide which target he wanted to lock down. Heretics were not quick enough to adjust the game plan, and Koi, as they've done all game long, punish the indecision. They set their sights on the Baron. This is Heretics' last chance.
Sheo trying to get into the pit here. It's down to 5,000. Sheo caught up with the concussive blows, yet to be stunned. Still 3 procs needed on it. Walking around, all that extra movement speed from the Lilia, passive from the Gustwalker hatching, but he just can't get in towards the pit. Mirwin's done a great job in...
The situation is dire. It's a difficult engage to find. The poke is continuing to come through from the side of Koi. and it ends up falling apart. Baron secured. Koi with a 5.6k gold lead set their sights on the base of Heretics.
I know I keep talking about how hard it is for Sten to find engages in this situation, but it's because MKoi are playing the fight so well. Like, Super is down towards the bottom side of it. Mirwin is flanking behind. Elioya is looking for the side position. Mirwin is caught out here with the Loathing Lullaby. Goes back in with public execution. Just to avoid the CC, it seems, as Carson will shut him down. Super now has to jump away with the Arcane Shift. Sten looking for the Shadowing Strike will get the stun, but Flacket now raining into this wall. Alvaro with the Unbreakable, and then Yoyo with the kill. Alvaro flashing away. Carson going forward, and Yoyo's going to fall as well. And just as I praise MKoi for their team fighting, they get caught out a little bit. They lose 2, they're top in their jungle, and they only get Sten in response.
It showcases the fragility of this composition.
They're just going to go. They're just going to look for him. He dashes away with the Valkyrie. Now Alvaro, you step too far forward. Jojo's there as well. Okay. Maybe if the Winter's Bite hits, you can continue for that engage, but after that point, I think discretion is the better part of valor there, MKoi.
Koi is fast and aggressive. It is both a double-edged dagger, especially when playing a composition like this, and Heretics finally find an opportunity to pounce themselves. They get 4 kills, and I will say
mid lane pushed out by Heretics, but there's no wave there for them to really do anything with, and MKoi have a wave in the top side to continue to push forward with.
Heretics in a very awkward spot right now, and it's so hard to get back. Elioya lands the spear onto Flackhead. The inhibitor is getting very low. Jojo can't afford to overstay here.
It's really good movement from MKoi, pulling Heretics around the map. They won't get the inhibitor, but they do get the inhibitor tower. Sten takes another spear. He's down to a 3rd HP. Basically no magic resist on that rel. Went for the Ionian Boots of Lucidity and then the Trailblazer, so very much lacking in magic resist. And Elioya at 3 items with the Rabadons complete is a very prickly pair to try and pluck.
Dragon going to be started off. Camilo, I mean,
it's given, right?
They can do. They have no vision. It's far too hard to approach this composition blind. They use
Sten and Carlson enough to eat through that damage. Sten now has a locket. It's down to half HP. Camilo gaining mid lane prio. Carlson jumped on. Concussive blows 1 auto away from being propped onto him. Break up in a minute 30. MKoi. It's battle lines drawn, public execution onto Flackhead as he tries to escape. Has already popped the barrier. Meanwhile, Loathing Lullaby on Jojo, but Alvaro is going to block him. Sten goes in onto Super. He cleanses and dashes across the wall. Now Mirwin's on the backline. Sten diving in. Super dashes in, but Flackhead will be able to secure him. Elioya's going to get him in response. Camilo now up towards the top side, trying to take down Jojo, and will manage to do so. Elioya trying to escape as Sheo has buried the cat 6 feet under. Camilo still chasing forward here as the fighters come out on Heretics' terms.
It certainly has, Medic. Heretics, after holding the line, after weathering the harassment of poke that was coming out from Koi, are able to play the fight well. They're able to find 3 kills, and those are some long death timers, so they can turn their attention to the Baron.
Look to try and chip through that tier 2 in the mid lane as well. The Baron, their first target, will even out the gold between the 2 teams. Flackhead up in 20 seconds would be a long time to wait to make sure that he gets the buff as well.
The fight happened on multiple fronts, and where my focus was on was between the AD carries. Flackhead flashing after Super, looking to try and kill him as quickly as possible, and then Elioya getting the kill onto him. But I noticed that at the end of that fight, Sheo was largely untouched, and I have to come back to the question of how did they manage to
Ready, trying to get behind them. Sten down to half HP. The Dragon now spawning into the pit. As we said, would be Infernal Soul for MKoi, and Infernal with this poke would be absolutely devastating. Spears rain down, Sten dashes out, Mirwin still looking for that flank. Super eats an axe, and that's a 1/3 of his HP already gone.
Look at the poke, Medic. It is just ruthless.
Carlson trying to get back in. True Shot Barrage goes through him and through Flackhead. Sten still looking for that flank position. Elioya still on the Drake. It's 9,000 HP on it. Lilting Lullaby on Jojo. Also connects on Alvaro. He puts down the Glacial Fisher. Mirwin still trying to get him, but Camilo's keeping him at bay. The Drake's still aggroed, but it's still only at 9,000 HP. Sten so low at the moment. Super gonna have to run. The Whirling Death is trying to chase him down. Public execution onto Camilo. Mirwin will go into the pit. Camilo is in fact the one who goes in. Sten in there in the middle of the pit. It's secured by Heretics, and now the fight really begins. Alvaro and Jojo have to run because Sheo is on the chase, and that deer goes fast. Watch out, Eep! It's Sheo, and he's here to party. 2 more to Heretics. They get the Drake as well. A TP to the bot lane as Heretics, they're going to look to break open the base.
They might just look to end the game. They still have 4 members alive. They're able to dance around such a dangerous fight. And just like that, a single misstep from Koi, sieging onto Heretics base, may well have cost him the game.
Kamilu down for Mirwin though. The wave not cleared out. How long we got? 20 seconds, 16 on Alioya.
Blackhead's
It
still
should
alive.
be enough. Blackhead has 4 items, and his Draven comes to the fore. What a hard-fought game from Heretics, as they will knock SK out of playoffs and take that step so much closer.
Poke, but KC really want to try and scrap Sejuani plus Ambessa. It's a great top jungle duo just because of how they synergize with Sejuani's passive. Makes for
1 melee and probably won't lose the cannon.
I mean, right now, the state of the game is great for Vitality. Kalist is pretty much a full level behind Kazi. Of course, there is a wave for him to catch, but the pressure is... Oh, level 6s have come through as well.
Kalist has no flash, nor does Targamas. Glacial Fissure going out, Chain of Corruption as well, and Kalist is done for. Hilly taking up the tower now, Linsus takes it. And Vitality with a well-executed dive, they are all quite low, and so I think they call off the redive on Targa.
And this is only going to make the experience difference. One of those games that has been overhyped, you know, and everyone goes to play it, and they're just like, oh, no, this is not what I thought. But I really feel like he's delivered on the hype. He's showcased a lot of highlight reels, and he's had a fantastic start. In this game, a lot of focus has been put on trying to shut him down. A little bit was due to how the early lane phase went. Let's charge it.
Unable to get away from the Glacial Prison, and yeah. Karmine Corp were ready to collapse.
And it's Casey's time to return the favor. They set their sights on GiantX, and he was not given an opportunity to move. Nice punish there. Didn't even get a chance to flash. The chain CC was lethal.
TP coming to the top side here as well. Hilly and Kazi, well, Kazi has the flash. Hilly's going to land the Winter's Bite. Shadowing Strike going down with the crash down as well. Hilly looking to dash to Kazi here. We'll get the Guardian too. Linsa's coming in. Hillis sang the Permafrost. Targamas locked up underneath the tower, and here comes the Cyclone. Kalist already dead. Targamas there with the Shadowing Strike as well, but Yike has been stunned up with the staggering blows. Yike down to 100 HP. Targa dead as well. So's Yike. Vladdy now procced with the stun. Oh, it's disaster for KC. The blue wall comes crumbling down in the face of...
lane assignments here from KC. Vladdy just has so much more wave clear. Typically, you'd use it to get priority in the mid lane, but Vitality, they just want to keep playing around their duo, and they've set their sights on that top tier 1, sorry. And Vladdy, with his wave clear, is making it a lot harder for them to dive. Oh, nice interrupt.
Cyclone on the crash down. Targamas will still flash across the wall. Cyclone for the movement speed, and Hilly lands the stun. Hilly on fire on this Braum. 0-0-6 has been involved in every single one of his team's kills.
I mean, Hilly having a good split overall. He did have that one game where he died a bunch.
He's had a few games where it's been a bit chaotic.
But aside
overall,
from that,
okay.
He's been very solid. And Vitality... Anyway, Herald spawning in about 1:15 seconds. As Kazi and Hilly have now made their way towards the mid lane. Victor, he doesn't love being on a side lane. It's the traditional mage with no mobility.
Yeah.
It's some very serious risk. We already saw what happened to him in mid lane. The possibility of that happening on a side lane is that much higher. So he's going to play pretty defensively. And if you look at the minimap right now, you can see him hiding underneath this tower. He can't afford to overstep. They need a lot more information. He should spot out Yike soon.
TP behind.
Of,
Vladdy looking for the flank here. They're jumping in onto Nako. Targamas low, though. Public Execution coming out. Vitality going to be outnumbered in just a second, and Nako's already fallen. Yike and Targamas are low. Vitality able to retreat for the moment. GiantX didn't have TP, so couldn't join the fight. He will push towards the tier 2 in the top lane.
I mean, it's a TP investment from Vladdy. He's going to lose some of the farm as GiantX continues to push in top. I mean, like, the idea of getting a kill is pretty good, but you're going to lose your topside jungle for it. You're going to take a lot of damage for this mid lane tower.
I think you lose it because everyone had to reset, right? Like, Targamas and Yike were so low that Hillisang and Kazi can just spend some time on this turret. If they've been focusing just the tower, I mean, they're still going to take it, even with Kalist trying to be defensive.
It's one of those things where, like, sure, the idea is good, but if you're not really converting it into anything, what does the play really result in? They have a TP available for Nako to go towards the bot lane. He's able to prevent that siege from continuing.
And now, because you're on the back foot catching these waves, Vitality have first priority towards the Rift Herald. They've already taken 2 of the tier 1s, almost taken a tier 2 in the top side, and look down towards the bottom side. Drake up in 2 minutes as Karmine Corp's saving grace right now, you would say, is the fact they picked up the first portions of the river and a little bit of vision towards the red buff of Vitality. But they are very much standing back, accepting waves. Only really Kana has the ability to push in his lane. Kana's looking for Kazi. Hilly caught out as well by Yike. Kazi, Chain of Corruption goes right. Hilly's on the wrong side of the wall there. Targamas going in with Magnet Sword. Public Execution now onto Kazi. No flash. Cleanse does nothing for him here. They jump onto Kana. Lince is able to pick up that kill with Nako. Bait's cool. Hilly's still chasing forward. He has bought so much space, but at what cost? In the end, it's his life. GiantX stepping in as well. Vladdy will take him. Nako has to flash the wall, and Vladdy's there to chase with a flash of his own. It's 4-1 in favor of Karmine Corp.
It is in the team fights that you see the skill. KC find an angle to punish. They turn their attention onto Kazi. The TP comes in a little too late, but they're back in the fight. Lince's looking to try and steal.
Crash down for Targamas will hold Lince's in place for a second. 200 HP on it. Lince's unable to secure the smite. It does go over to Karmine Corp. I don't even know if GiantX smited in that. I think Vladdy just secured it with an auto attack or a phosphorus bomb. Hilly's flashing forward. He's angry. I mean,
the idea is good.
Yeah.
If he gets the slow, the Wukong can definitely follow up on that. Doesn't quite connect it though.
Just disrupting tempo as much as possible.
Yeah, definitely looks like that. I mean, now we're in an interesting state because KC find themselves at Soul Point. Of course, Vitality investing so much on the top side of the map to secure that first tower.
Chain of corruption. Oh, Yike dodges away from it. Gravity well coming down as well. I agree with you, Betty. It's a very interesting state. And right now, Hilly. Oh, no!
Hilly!
Well, Hilly's turned to gas, and that's the state you don't want to be in, even if you're playing Braum. 0-2-8. While Kana pushes in the top side. Through the damage, he'll have a fully stacked Manamune when he finishes that item, already 360 on the tier. He'll take a tier 1 in the bottom side to almost even it out. 3-2 towers in favor of Kazi. Still 1.3k gold ahead, still has 2 completed items. Still, if he has time in a fight, will be able to rattle through these Karmine Corp members. But right now, Karmine Corp playing well around Vision. Have wards into the Vitality jungle. They're TPing behind Lince's here as well, but the mid lane tower still stands, so Vitality should just be able to back away to it. Ooh. A route immediately with the Chain of Corruption. Kana locked up. Repudiation for a bit of a shield. The Glacier Fisher coming across as well. But Vitality only have 3 members here right now, and Karmine Corp have 5. Yike able to dash away. Linces goes in with the Cyclone. Dodges the Shadowing Strike as well, and now Vladdy is on the wrong side of the rift. Now Nako looking to chase onto Kalista, who does still have the flash and the cleanse. And Karmine Corp were waiting just around the bend to see if they could collapse on Nako overextending, but he doesn't. Vitality turn their eyes towards Atakan. We've seen throws here before though, Betty.
I mean, Yike, very low. Doesn't have anything like the Warmogs to bring him back in. The KC faithful showing their support. Yike looking for an angle back in.
He's been the king of smites so far in winter.
He certainly has.
Tries to get in, he gets close, he can't get close enough. Shut down by Kazi, no smite available to him. Vitality, they need to secure this. A soul for KC. Wouldn't be the end of the world, but it's still a mountain soul, and that's pretty difficult to deal with. Vitality have those false lives still. So they'll just gain the mid lane priority. They can use their health bars a little bit to do so. Shadowing Strike onto GiantX. He continues to chase across the wall. Kalist has the flash, will use it, gets the face call out.
It's 2 ultis though.
And Kana is having a bit of free time with the top lane tower here. Hilly! Oh, Hilly! Okay, he goes in.
Oh, the idea, I think he was aiming for
Chain of Corruption onto Kalist, has to burn the cleanse. I mean, I like it. I like the idea. It's just sometimes you see Hilly jump forward and you're worried, you know?
You hesitate for a second. But yeah, as you rightly said, the idea was good. He was threatening to engage onto Yike, kind of lowering the judgment from Vladdy, but then he misses the Q onto Vladdy. So no follow-up coming through from there. Yike, again, as you highlighted, has gotten a lot of great smite steals this split.
Not going to get one hit.
Going to act as sentinel there, deny that entry. GiantX.
Trailing onto Vladdy, does still have that false life. Shock blast from Nako. Vladdy has to flash. Glacial Prison going wide. Hilly looking for that Winter Spite as well. Karmine Corp did a good job of making sure that Vitality had to invest 5 players to take that smart move, Vitality. But Kana's still pushing in bot lane, and Vitality aren't really matching him right now.
So the idea is to get his TP, right? They're trying to bring him over. They're trying to put enough pressure onto KC to say, come on, get involved. Oh.
So Lince has been doing this quite a lot. Targamas engages though. GiantX has to flash away. Glacial Prison hits. Lince has already killed off Targamas though, and now Yike is next on the menu. Kazi takes him out. You could see what Karmine Corp were looking for, but they couldn't quite find it. Hilly's about to join from the mid lane. Catches Kana.
That was a 3 versus 4, and Vitality still made it happen.
Kana's still very healthy here. Kazi's going to have to turn his attentions across towards him. Hilly going for Vladdy now, who doesn't have the flash. The concussive blows will land on him, but Vladdy takes down Hilly. Nako down to Kalist. 3 Barons remain for Vitality. The low ground is still a footing of weakness, it seems.
From KC is now with the Baron. Vitality a largely clean game from them, outside of the blunder that happened around the river.
Pressure on 2 lanes. Linces and Kazi having to team up to clear out vision in the river right now. Hilly has just reset. There's a control ward in his pocket, but with the dragon already spawning, there's a small window for Karmine Corp just to pull the trigger on it, see if you can win the 50-50, get the soul. Vitality can start to step forward. Jike has been so good at smiting, and you have the Rend as well. Look at how low the Drake is already. Chain of Corruption, Glacial Prison going out, and there is the soul secured. Kazi locked up in the pit. He was on the front line, and now Vitality needs to get the hell out. They'll lose 2, their bot lane dead. The Drake soul secured for Karmine Corp.
I mean, how many times have we got to say it? When KC can just play the 5v5 fights, they're able to come out ahead. But what was the positioning of Kazi there in the pit, making it so easy for Targamas to find the flank? The engage comes through, the soul is secured, and I don't think this game is over yet.
Nor do I, Betty. 30 minutes in, Karmine Corp have been speedrunning some of their games in the LEC. This one looks like it's going to take a little bit longer, but they will crack the tier 2 in the bot side, the tier 1 in the mid lane. They'll go ahead in turrets for the first moment. Now seen, spotted by Vitality. Elder, only a minute away. We thought it was only the Baron in play, but the Elder Drake basically game-winning from this position. It does what it's designed to do. Yike still looking for a flank of his own. That pincer movement from Kano and Yike. Just if anyone oversteps.
Feel the tension. Who's going to find the engage? Kazi is on the front.
Targamas, oh, Glacial Fissure stops in the Magna Storm going in as well. The Cyclone from Linces is perfect. Kazi and Chayak untouched, but Nuck already down. Yike has to flash away. Kalist and Targamas have the opportunity to open up on Linces. The stun onto Kano towards the top side, unbreakable from Hillisang. Vladi and Targamas dive onto Kazi. Kazi has to pop the cleanse, but Yike is there as well to follow up. Kalist gets 1. Vladi gets a second. Nucko already dead. And Karmine Corp
Mid lane, Kazi then gets locked down. And it's an absolute stomp as all 5 members walk away with the Baron and now the Elder as well.
Perfect timing for Karmine Corp. Baron straight into the Elder play. Targamas just going to keep Linces at bay. Keeps him as far away as possible. Linces jumps in, there was 1 HP, but now the Elder secured. And you have to feel Karmine Corp have the opportunity to really open up the shutdown over to Chayak. They'll get a second, but Vladi rains lasers from the sky to find himself 1 as well.
What's so great about this KC roster is just the way they play the team fights. Their positioning, their target focus, their awareness, just their individual mechanics are often how they outplay.
Kazi in terms of builds, look at the damage from Vladi as well. I mean, we've talked so much about Kalist this year, we've talked about Kano as well, but Vladi is having an absolute storm over split.
He certainly is.
This guy has been on fine form. Last week he had a 10-1, 10-2 Victor performance. 40 seconds before the Baron and the Elder wear off. Karmine Corp trying to take it all from Vitality in that time. Inhibitor in the mid lane will fall. 30 seconds now remain. Vitality have to back away, and Vladi is Valkyrieing forward. He's looking for more. The wave in the bot lane still a little bit of a way away. Karmine Corp might just look to close it out here. Glacial Prison hits, and down goes Chayak. Kana with the shutdown. Linces with the Cyclone just to try and buy himself a little bit more time. Targamas going to kill Kazi underneath the towers. Linces next up. Targum won't even fall. Karmine Corp once again looking for the clean ace. Vitality unable to do anything. Vladi dives in and Hilly dies. Karmine Corp